What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all doing spectacular today. I am not a penguin, and today we're exposing 10 of society's biggest lies because somewhere along the way, we all collectively agreed to pretend we enjoy certain things in life. These are all situations in life that we have already or will experience in one way or another. Now, these aren't going to be super deep like any conspiracy theories or anything like that, but I wanted to get into just exposing 10 of the biggest lies that society tells us when we're younger or things that we've experienced as we grown up. But before the comments fill up, yes, I am sure some of you watching genuinely love some of the shit I'm about to say on this list, and more power to you. It's your life, live it how you want to, but this is my opinion, and I'm not going to change it for you. But anyway, with that said, let's get started. Starting off with number one, adulting. Let's start with the biggest lie we ever told ourselves growing up. Remember being a kid? Being an adult looked amazing. You could eat ice cream whenever you wanted. Nobody could tell you when to go to bed. You could buy the new PlayStation whenever you felt like it. Adults looked like they had unlimited freedom in their life. And then you became one, and suddenly your Friday night consists of being too tired from work and barely having time to do anything with your friends. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still young, so I still go out on weekends, but like other guys I work with that are older than me, they seem tied down by all the responsibilities that they have. Which, don't get me wrong, those are good things. But with that said, you also got to worry about bills, rent, work, trash day. Fuck. Today might be trash day. Hold on. It's just a bunch of shit nobody signed up for. And also, when you grow up, you still have to wake up because somebody else told you to. It's not like you can go to bed whenever you want. And it's not like it's your parents waking you up for school anymore. It's your alarm clock for fucking work that you have to be there in a half hour for, and you probably woke up late for. And then when you get off of work, you drive home through traffic, make dinner, maybe squeeze in an hour or two for yourself after you shower, get to the dishes, and do everything else that you have to do around the house. And then it's time to go to bed. And guess what? You got to do the exact same thing tomorrow. And remember when we thought adults could just do whatever they wanted? Turns out they can. It just has to be like after 5:30. Doesn't cost a ton of money. And you have to plan it out a week ahead so that way you have time to do it. It's still freedom, just with like a fuck ton, a lot of calendar reminders. Number 9, LinkedIn. I feel like this one kind of segues in from the last point, and I wanted to put it in here because you're not downloading LinkedIn as a child. It's the fakest social media platform on the face of the earth. I just had to start with that because, my God, do you see the posts that are on there? I've never seen people more excited to post about their resumes ever in my life, or like the potential extra classes that they're taking this summer. LinkedIn is easily the weirdest social media platform ever invented, hands down, no questions asked. Because for some reason, the second people open that app, they stop talking like human beings. Nobody on LinkedIn has ever simply said, I got a new job. No, it's always something like, I'm incredibly humbled and beyond grateful to announce that after an amazing journey of personal growth. Like, bro, you just got promoted. It's okay. Just relax. You can just say you got the job and everyone will still congratulate you. But they act like they discovered electricity. They're Nikola Tesla out here. And it's like everyone also just becomes a motivational speaker. Oh my gosh, this is also something that just grinds my gears a little bit. I'll see posts where it's like, I've learned success that isn't about the destination. And I'm just like, shut up. LinkedIn is basically the Facebook if everyone took themselves way too seriously. Nobody opens LinkedIn because they're bored. Nobody's sitting on the couch thinking, you know what sounds fun right now? Reading 30 posts about leadership. Absolutely not. The only reason anybody downloads LinkedIn is like what I said at the beginning. They need a job. So the second they get one, that app disappears. It just goes poof right off their phone. They don't delete it. It just like goes into that folder where you throw your calculator at, or like your apps that you never use. And then you see all those annoying notifications. So then you silence them. I hate this app. Number 9, LinkedIn. Number 8, expensive restaurants. Now, this one is where people might disagree with me in the comments. And you know what? You're fine. It's all right. Do your thing. But I'm going to plead my case here, and I just want you guys to listen. I'm just convinced that half the experience is just pretending you're having a better time than what you actually are. Because the waiter walks over, he sets your plate down, and there's just fucking nothing on it. There's like a tiny piece of steak, 3 green beans, and like a little bit of sauce. Like Picasso looks like he just nutted on your plate, and it's like, wow. That's $68 right there. And I'm like, shit. And then he starts describing the meal like it's some trailer for a Christopher Nolan movie. These potatoes were harvested from a family-owned farm nestled in the hills. And it's like, buddy, they're just mashed potatoes. I don't need their autobiography about them. And then everyone at the table is just nodding their head after every bite, like, wow, this is delicious. This is quite delectable food. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting there like, this was $68. Like, I remember one time I went to New York City. And I went to this one steakhouse. I forget what it's called. It had like a K in the name. Anyway, I ordered these little Wagyu burgers. Now, mind myself. Gosh, what am I saying? But I knew they were going to be expensive. You know, they're Wagyu burgers at some nice restaurant in New York City. I think they were like $68 off the top of my head. That's why I said 68 earlier. And when they came out, I shit you not, if you make a circle with your index finger and your thumb right now, it's about the size of an Oreo. That's how big these burgers were. They were just the tiniest thing I've ever seen. And like, don't get me wrong, were they good? Yeah. Did I eat them in one bite? Also, yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's just you never leave the places full. You always leave hungry, and you're just trying to convince yourself that the atmosphere made up for the portion sizes. And in my opinion, yeah, the atmosphere 99% of the time, it's very cool. It's like, wow, I'm in a really great place to eat. This is exciting. You know, I've never been somewhere like this, but the food is almost never worth it. It's cool to post on your Instagram if you're like that. Me personally, I don't know, but you know, that's about it. It's aesthetic, it's cool, but just don't go there to eat. Now, what I'm about to say, I know isn't bullshit. Number seven, matcha. This one also kind of ties into the last one, and I'll explain that here in a bit. But I refuse to believe that this many people that I've seen on the internet actually enjoy drinking something that looks like it was scooped directly out of a fresh mowed lawn. And I know a thing or two about that because I did landscaping. And every time I see someone holding one, they've got the exact same expression on their face. They're taking like little sips out of it, nodding their head, and they're trying to convince themselves it's like actually good. Nobody drinks that and goes, "Wow, this is actually really good." You know, like have you ever like got a caramel frappe from McDonald's? You try that for the first time and it just rocks your world. That's a good drink. You try matcha for the first time, you spit that shit out. I remember one time I got out of college at like 10 a.m. and I always had like an hour gap between my classes, and there was a Dunkin' Donuts right down the street. So I would go to this Dunkin' and I'd usually get like coffee or something. But I remember seeing a TikTok about matcha and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. And I didn't really watch it to be honest. I just kind of saw it had like a million likes or something. Don't get me wrong, so should have watched that video. Anyway, I order this and I get it. And I'm thinking it's like, I don't know why in my head, I thought it'd be like cinnamon coffee. I don't know why that's what I thought. But I look at it and it's fucking green. And I take a sip. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm like, you know, I'm open to trying new things. I take a sip. That shit tastes like grass. I swear, if you haven't tried it, it tastes like grass. And people will always be like, it grows on you. That's not a compliment. Like, people said about beer, and yeah, I get that because when you're young and in college, you want cheap alcohol. Beer's the way to go with it. But no one just wants to drink matcha. That's just not good. You know what else grows on you? Paying taxes, doing dishes, your neighbor's ass music. If your best selling point for your drink is eventually you'll tolerate it, we're off to a rough start. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there are people out there that do love matcha, but let's be honest, for a lot of people, the drink it's ass. I think it's more for the aesthetic, and that's what I kind of said earlier. This is why it ties into the other point that I made about the expensive restaurants. I think it's just about the aesthetic. People just want to post their matcha, and I don't really get it. I mean, I know that there's some health benefits to it and whatnot. I just can't believe people genuinely. Ugh, I can't speak. Genuinely like this drink, but anyway, I'm done ranting about that. Number six, waking up early. Now, this one I kind of went over earlier, but I wanted to go a bit more depth into this one just a little bit. I think social media has just completely brainwashed us on waking up early because somehow waking up at 5 a.m. has become just a personality trait of everyone who wants to be an influencer. Every productivity influencer has the exact same morning routine. I wake up at 4:37 in the morning. I journal, meditate, drink 18 gallons of water, and read 12 chapters of my book. And I already closed a business deal before I get in the car. And meanwhile, when I do the same thing, I can like barely make breakfast and make it to the gym on time. And people act like waking up early just automatically makes you successful. No, that's not how it works. You just wake up earlier. That's the only difference. And you know what happens when I wake up at 5 in the morning? I just get tired. At 5 in the morning, I want to go right back to bed. I'm like, yeah, I got up. Great for me. But now I have to go make breakfast and I have to go to the gym. And that's work. And yeah, maybe I'm just a little bit lazy, but that's just the reality. And I know some people are going to say, yeah, successful people wake up early. I mean, yeah, because they have things to do. And I used to be a part of that morning crew, and it's nice. You're getting stuff done in the morning, it gets you going, but it doesn't completely reshape your life. Anyone who says that is stretching the shit out of this. And half the people that are bragging about waking up at 5 or 4:30 or whenever it is, they're going to sleep by 8 o'clock. So they're not even staying up that late. But me now, I stay up to like 10 or 11. So I mean, either way, it's a trade off. It's not the end of the world either way. It's just, I think it's kind of overrated in today's standards. Number five, networking. Networking has to be like one of the weirdest social activities we've ever invented in the history of our civilization because it's basically like speed dating. And except of pretending you're interesting, you're just pretending your job is. And you walk up to somebody, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a regional operational compliance optimization analyst. the fuck did you just I nobody knows what that is. And then everybody starts pretending they're fascinated, like, oh wow, that's so incredible. No, it isn't. You have no idea what this man to our left just said. You're just hoping he doesn't ask you what you do next. And then it gets to the end of after you guys have been talking for a little bit, 5 minutes of straight bullshit chit chatting, and everybody hits the exact same line, like, well, I'll let you get around. I got to go check out a couple other things. And I'm just sitting there like, get around to what? I've been holding the same drink for the last hour because I don't want to get hammered and look like a dumbass. And we're the corner. Where are you letting me go to? You didn't free me. You just let yourself escape. And don't get me wrong, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. It's usually an hour, 2 or 3 at worst. And you get to meet a lot of people. It's cool. I'm not hating on it all that much because I am kind of in business. But definitely not one of my favorite events. And it's just a lot of fakeness. I don't like the fakeness that comes with it. Number 4, family reunions. Here you will find the only people on earth who can be complete strangers to you and will still somehow know your entire childhood. You will pull to the nearest park or wherever the hell your family decided to have it for that year. You haven't even turned off your car yet, and somehow somebody you've never seen is running up to your car saying, "Oh my gosh, do you remember me?" And I'm like, "No. I don't know who you are. Last time I saw you, I thought eating dirt was a hobby." And they always hit you with, "I changed your diaper." And I'm like, that's not a flex. Congratulations, I guess. And then I get up there, say hi to the uncles, aunts, everyone, little cousins that are cool. And then grandma's sitting there and she's like, "So you got a girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Yeah, grandma, we actually got one. We got one now. Make her proud, making grandma proud out here." "But when are you getting married?" "I don't know. When are you gonna give me grandkids?" "Grandma, I just got here not even 6 minutes ago. I just wanna grab some food real quick before you plan on my marriage in the next 5 years." And you'll be sitting there, you'll get your plate of food, you'll sit down, and there's just random cousin. There's this random cousin that's somehow related to you. You don't really know who they are, kind of, and they're just running around at Mach 4 with a Capri Sun covered in ketchup, and they're screaming for no reason. I mean, yeah, it's cool to see everyone, but I wish they just lasted like 45 minutes because then I think everyone there would just enjoy it a lot more and would just be more willing to go in the first place because anymore, I feel like half my family doesn't even show up to these things. Number 3, black coffee. I know some of you are already typing. I actually love black coffee. And congrats to you because I myself have been tiptoeing in this recently. So game is game. Hats off to you. But I will say, if caffeine did not exist, nobody would ever be voluntarily drinking this hot bean ass water that tastes like someone actually burned a tree and then grinded that shit up and put it in a cup. People will describe like it's coffee. Like, "I'm getting notes of chocolate in this one." It's like, no, you're not. You're getting coffee. Like, coffee just has a taste across the board. Like, yeah, you can get better like types. Like, you can get Folgers, which is just dog shit, or you can like upgrade to something like Starbucks, which, yeah, it's a little bit better. I mean, the quality of the coffee gets better. But every time you see someone take a sip of black coffee, they're like, "Ugh," and they probably like spit out a loogie or some shit right after. Like, they're not enjoying that. They just needed that. Buddy needed to grease his machine for the AM. That was just survival. But don't get me wrong, I love coffee. Like, I just gotta have some like a little bit of creamer or like sugar, like at least some sugar. Like, I'll have a black coffee, but I gotta have like 2 sugars in there. Take off the edge, even one. You just need something to get rid of that bitterness. And like, people who like that, why would you do that to yourself? I mean, there's sugar packets everywhere you go when you get one. It's just, I think it's overrated and I think people take it a little too far. Number 2, group projects. Every college kid's worst nightmare. Whoever invented group projects has clearly never worked with other human beings because every single group project has the exact same 4 people. First, you have the ghost. The person who just vanishes the second the assignment is announced. You won't hear from them again until 2 hours before it's due, and they'll be like, "Hey guys, sorry I was busy." And they're like, "Busy doing what?" And then you got the manager, the person who contributes just nothing to the project, but somehow has like 17 suggestions for everything else, like changing the font, moving pictures, and like everything else in between. And I'm just sitting there like, how about you actually write something or just do anything else besides that? And then there's this one person who just takes the lead and does absolutely everything and just puts everyone in their place. They're doing the research, the writing, editing, formatting, submitting, and they're just single handedly keeping the group together. Without them, the group would just fall apart. Every single group has this. Without them, the project would never get done. And finally, there's just the Joe, the regular, the average dude. And it's not like they're doing anything bad, and it's not like they're doing anything amazing. And you know what? Hats off to Joe. I love the Joes of this world because at least they aren't making me do more work and they're at least holding up their end of the bargain. So you know what? Game is game. And last but finally not least, number one, gender reveal parties. I don't know when this happened, but somewhere along the line, people decided saying it's a boy wasn't exciting enough anymore. Now it's a literal Avengers movie. There's fireworks, smoke cannons, confetti, drones, and at this point, I'm just expecting to see a fighter jet blow smoke over the next one I go to. People will spend thousands of dollars just to announce information the baby doesn't even know yet. Imagine explaining this to like someone from 100 years ago. Like, so we all get together, get a bunch of like food and everyone, and it's like one of the biggest parties we have every year. And they're like, "Whoa, what's it for? What's going on?" "Oh, we're just reacting to the baby's gender." And they're like, "Couldn't you just tell them?" Apparently not. And everybody acts so surprised. They're like, "A boy? No way." It's literally a 50-50 guess. Half the room is going to be mathematically correct no matter what. Congrats, you guessed one of two options. You should go buy a lottery ticket for how lucky you are after this one. But there you have it. 10 things society has somehow convinced us we're all supposed to enjoy. And now, am I saying nobody likes these things? Of course not. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.
Vem com a gente, Brasil! O sol tá quente.